Yo, welcome to Lockdown Imbizo. It's another session underway. I go by the name of Tabiso. I just want to first of all thank everyone that has been tuning in, everyone that has been sharing and liking the videos. If you haven't yet, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Today, we are back and we're going to be discussing gender-based roles. I don't know if there's such a thing called gender-based roles. We're going to find out. I'm not alone. I've got the team with me, but today we also have a special guest. We've got a female perspective to this who's going to help show us and make us understand the female perspective of this whole topic of gender-based roles. Let's go around the table.
Hey guys, we had it again. Hope you enjoyed the session. Have a good one. Cheers. Go.
Simon, njengoba nakamgabhi yadu iminyaka nyana. Le topic yanamhlanje ave ngijabulisa. Awe ngizwe ukuthi soyidinga into sithini namhlanje.
Okay, nepsal khoza lona umfana sevuka okwamanje ngise-Cape Town.
Aphelele lo makandlela nami ngise-Cape Town kodwa ngidabuka eThekwini.
Hey, Aphelele, welcome to Lockdown.
Thank you.
Are you ready?
I'm absolutely ready.
All right, sure. So we're gonna start now. Gender-based roles. First of all, is there such a thing? And if so, what are these gender-based roles?
Who are you asking this?
No, everyone. The whole floor. Everyone.
Yeah. So I think everything has got a history. So from the inception of humankind, whether we want to look at it biblically or the evolution, I think the evolution has always been that a man, due to the fact that genetically speaking, he has got like a stronger, he's got muscles and he opted to, be carrying heavy stuff. And the man has always been seen as, this individual who would go out there to gather, to hunt food. So if you look at the caveman, for instance, he would leave the wife behind and he would go and kill large animals and bring it home. And the woman would then prepare it, cook, and then feed the family. And that thing will go on and on. And over time, that thing obviously led into, when with the civilization, man has always been seen as the provider, in that you go out there, you work, and then you bring whatever. So you in a space, instead of bringing an animal, you bring a paycheck. And then the woman will then take that paycheck again and break it down and make it work. So because of that, then it meant that whilst the man is out there doing what the role of a woman became was more of the nurturing of the family, but also the fact that as a woman you've got that responsibility of giving birth. So you're nurturing, you're taking care of everything. But as time went by, we've seen a change in that the man is no longer the one who brings butter to the table. Now, the question now with where we find ourselves, both men and women are going out there to bring butter to the table. Then the roles now, what does that mean? So for some, they've changed, and for some, it has remained the same. But also, this also speaks to different other aspects of life, such as lobola. So lobola also fell into that flow of saying, I'm going to to pay for a bride. That's why I always call it isitsha, so that the isitsha so serves the landing. But now the times have changed. So the roles, is it still the case, or it's a question of if she's cleaning the house, I'm cooking. If she's cooking, I'll clean the house. If she's cooking, I'll watch the kids, and so on and so forth. When the baby is born, does she still do everything, or do I step in and do the nappies and so on? So I think that's my view, in that the evolution of of humans, as well as the civilization, has gotten us into a space whereby we also a democracy, as well as a Bill of Rights and everything else. So we kind of balance it out and say, okay, but how do we approach this as a partnership, whereby you do your bit, I do my bit, whilst observing the culture aspect of things. That's my view.
Yeah, I hear you.
Taking from Lentogabab cause and the rest of everyone else is you answer. I want us to focus on now the contemporary landscape. So nowadays, so the history that we received there from Munebtao, and now taking into account the way the landscape is now, the way everyone works in a household. Is there such a thing as gender-based roles?
Yeah, I think to a certain extent, I think the gender roles they do sometimes exist. I think they exist primarily because of physical attributes most of the time. You know what I mean? Because I think, because I touched on that a bit, I'm stronger like Umvu. I can't do the job that Umvu can do, or my wife's stronger than me. Let's say, for example, someone breaks into the house. Who must wake up and stop the robber? You know what I mean? That's my role as a man, to protect the family. Or must my wife come out there and say, "Hey, stop the robbers"? The Bible says that women are the weaker vessel, but we'll get there. But I think primarily, I think my reasons that they do exist, but mostly when it comes to physically, I wanna attribute, but mentally and intellectually, it doesn't exist unless we score. Voting
So on what Ukoza touched on is it's actually very important, because I was watching a clip. I think it's the author Toni Morrison, if I'm not mistaken. She was talking about the shift after World War I, whereby, because before, the reason why there was such a thing as gender-based role was because of the dynamics and the environment that we live in or under. So we were able to have a functioning mechanism. I go to work, you stay at home because you're not working. I bring the money home, you do your part, which is cooking, cleaning, washing, because angeke ngisebenze ngikondle and then ngiphinde ngibuye kube mina ozowasha izitsha, akupheke, ngikhathele ekubeni kuhlele emini yonke. But now with a household where the husband and the wife are working, we can't have that. We can't be having that. I've been seeing people posting Uguti, the lady has to be the wife, be the mother, have to do her work, be a domestic worker during lockdown. Ubabo wasekhaya uhleli nje ubuka iTV, uvuke kuseni ahlala ngenza breakfast. Of which I personally am against that. I'm for the view that both parties are in partnership. What's going to work for whoever cooks better must cook. Lomunye uzo provide to clean. Because in some instances, indoda ibuye ihlale phansi ku TV ilinde unkosikazi ezokwenza ukudla. Ihlwela nokudefrosting which I don't understand, like who in their right mind or right senses would does that. And then another part I want to touch on is indaba ye culture and how messed up it is. The same thing goes for Bible. We always nitpick on what favors us. And us men being sort of with the whole patriarchy thing happening is that I pride myself about my culture and how my culture has taught us how we treat women. So with this bonnet, Ekaya Ubaba, who used to go out and work, he had 2 wives which were not working and taking care of home. So his wives did not expect him to come back from wherever he was making money to come back, cook, clean, and do whatever. But it wasn't because he had downgraded them or did not see them as his equal because ended. It was just a split of responsibilities and roles because it is a role. A woman's purpose is not to serve. It's to help. We have to understand the difference between serving and helping umuntu. Through helping, you can serve, but when you serve someone, sometimes you're not necessarily helping. I don't know if I'm making sense with what I'm trying to explain here. So, like, lento buyishinda amalobolo ngamkhiphela inkomo angeke ngibuye ngipheke mina angeke ngibuye ngiwashe umuntu anqaba ukugada ingane uyingane zakhe. Why if people our age, most cases don't even have relationships with our fathers because irole yokunakekela ingane ibihlala predominantly kumama. So gender-based roles do exist, but my point is that we should do away with. It's just that the two parties need to find what's going to work for them and how to split the responsibilities as well. Because because I expect inkosikazi, let's say she's in retail and it's month end, they need to do stock counting. And uzobuya hlala uzobuya ngo-11 ebusuku ambuze ukuthi ukudla kwami kuphi. Like, where's the sense in that? You know? And then for those who always hide behind culture, I've always explained the significance of women in my culture on how high regard do we hold them, but I won't derail and go onto a side. But in summary, gender-based roles do exist, but I am against men who refuse to do basic things like functioning things. Because we all can cook, we all can clean, wash, iron, and basically do all the chores because that's how our mother raised us, despite the fact that she used to cook and my father didn't cook.
Sure. Miss Ndlela?
Yeah, guys.
Yes.
It's actually nice to chat to our like guys that have that view because actually, honestly, it's rare to actually find a guy that will say like because I would know from my personal experiences that I've had with the opposite sex who would think there's always that underlying expectation about what they are. This person can't even cook, or this person can't even do this, about this person should be doing this and that. About. So that thing is physical, you know. As much as it's okay, cool now, women are now working and not like before, but there's still that that element of there's an expectation when it comes to women to do certain things, even though you might find that you're working the same job or you're working the same hours, but there's I think it comes from societal pressures as well, and the thinking that the native thinking would okay from the caveman, as Mr. Koze mentioned, to now it hasn't fully evolved. Yeah, but so there's still that underlying thinking with the women are expected to do certain things that and it's fine for men not to do them even though we are both busy the same way. There's still that. So it's nice to actually hear what you guys have a view with it should be equal and women are not servers, but in actual honesty we are seen like that. The moment they understand when you are a woman and you experience that, you understand as much as that's why things have changed, but there's still a lot of expectation when it comes to women around what they should and shouldn't be doing, especially in the household. So it's unheard of Moses say, oh well, I can't cook and I can't clean because I'm always working and I'm always busy. But a guy can say, oh no, I don't cook and I don't clean because I'm always busy. And it's like, okay, cool, no, that makes sense. So there is a level of double standards when it comes to the gender-based roles. Okay, cool, it's a guy, it's okay, but if the woman is like, it's basically shameful or unheard of. Yeah, but yes, it has evolved, but it hasn't fully evolved. So from my experiences and from what I know, even in my own family, you raised, like we always try to prepare the woman to be a wife and to take care and to serve their family. So that always is there. That always lies there. So as much as things have changed, that hasn't fully changed. from my perspective and from what I've seen even in my household and even in with other women that I chat to and how they are raised. It's always like the man will always have a certain level of being superior. So that is the current landscape when it comes to that, even though times have changed drastically. So I think it might wean off as time goes on, but currently and realistically, it's always there's an unset expectation of women to serve and take care of their families, even if Umutu doesn't have the time or capacity, and even if you get someone to actually take care of those things, it's always shameful in a way. With the why can't the woman do it themselves? Yeah, but it's bad. So yeah, that's my say around that.
Hmm. Yeah, that's quite interesting because I when I think of this whole situation, I link it back to what Neptal said in one of our previous sessions, which was on relationships. Ukuthi people should stop letting their relationships be governed by the streets or by the outside world or by society. Ukuthi abangani bami bathi, so I'm not going to do this. I think ultimately it's just a thing whereby you and your partner need to come up with your own rules and your own principles. So say my partner, my girl knows how to change her own tire, and then her car has got a puncture, right? I will do that for her. I'll offer to do that for her. And that doesn't take away in me Noguchi she is incapable or she cannot do it. I'll do it just being the gentleman. I'll get my hands dirty. Let's preserve her manicure, right? But if ever she gets a puncture and I'm not there, she's still capable and she can do it herself. So it's all about just discussing, okay, oh, let me do this or let me help out with this. Maybe I can do it quicker. Maybe I can do it faster. And it's not about culture dictating to us how we should do it, religion dictating to us how we should do it, education, and so on and so on. But it's taking the control back into our hands and doing what we feel is right for us. That's my 2 cents.
So guys, you say that in the workplace, how do we deal with that in the workplace in terms of the gender-based roles? You know what I mean? Like sometimes would you say that a woman is a better or manager compared to a man? Because there's some jobs that require a man to do it, or does that still exist? Those kind of jobs?
No, those jobs do not exist. I'll give you an example. Now, after Guami, I'm overalls, nama butter boots or my construction boots that you'll find lightly, like so warm. Those belong to my wife.
Okay.
Mina probably I'd have more manicured nails.
Yeah.
So that should give you a picture of the modern world that we live in, that the women can do any job that a man can do. There's no such a thing as even the whole thing of tires. In fact, a woman can even say, "I and let me do it for you." And obviously, the only differing factor here could be the level of I'm trying to get this test up. Okay, let me not go there. The level of strength and the power, but in terms of the application and the mindset, everything else, I think we're all equal. And the modern world has challenged us to really look at things differently. And when we say roles, chores, because we're confusing the two.
Okay.
What is a role? What is a chore?
Same. Okay. So I want to ask this thing to Usis Pelele Guti. Does she feel that as a woman who's empowered in the workplace, that she looked down upon because her being of a different gender to men, to not being a man?
Yeah, guys. Yeah. To be quite honest, I've experienced it firsthand. And especially if you are in a role or if you're in a situation where there's a lot of guys, it's always you have to do more to kind of like make your voice heard. You find Uguti. I don't know if this thing is intentional, but you find Uguti guys will do this thing where they kind of like group together. And if you are a woman in that space, it becomes difficult to actually make your voice heard and to actually say, I know what I'm saying and I know what I'm talking about. I think you should listen to me. You feel it feels sometimes that you have to jump over hoops just to be heard, you know, and you have to do more than what let's say male colleague would have to do just to be seen, you know, and it's unfortunate, but I think it stems from, but it's sorry,
Okay.
yeah, it's
Upatarela
unfortunate.
beteksin.
So,
No, actually, it's not even a sexy summer.
I know. Just pulling a
Yeah.
leg.
Oh, I get you guys have started do you guys mind? Do you mind?
Yes, do mind.
Yeah, guys, but honestly, it's very difficult to be a woman in the workplace in a male-dominated environment. That is the truth. That is the reality. We can say we see women do jobs that or that men can do, but it's difficult for women in that space to actually show which I can also do this. And you might find that that person is actually more qualified or better equipped to do it, but because they're women, it's like you know, we get judged even by the size they do, especially if you're short. I'm not very tall, so I know the struggle. Because the one thing is, you know, and US, you're a woman, it's like, whatever, you know. So there is, as much as there is now scope, but it's still difficult to actually have a proper footprint, and you have to jump through a lot more hurdles than men actually have. And that is the honest.
There's a thing that I'm picking up now is that we are kind of
Okay, before you go ahead, I'm just gonna take, because of time, I'm gonna take concluding remarks from each and everyone now. So I just want everyone to bear in mind, Mankuluma, just be brief.
All right, so I'll be brief. So one thing is that Kesha, the question that Kesha asked to Apelel, I feel it should be a topic on its own, which could look at women in workplace and race in workplace, because how she feels as a woman, it's how I felt as a black man in companies I worked for in Cape Town, that I had to work 10 times more to be heard. And they will tell you come up with a point, and then even Apelel will agree to this. They will paraphrase what she said, and they will say what Apelele is trying to say is this. So that's a different topic on its own. So back onto gender-based role, Tabiso touched on something as to helping his girlfriend or his sister with Ukshinji Tai. What men have done is that they've confused equality and being a gentleman. Those are mutually exclusive. Equality means it's fighting for equal rights. But being a gentleman means if something is heavy because I'm stronger, let me help you with it. I'm not undermining you, but I'm being a gentleman. So those are the things that men are confusing. It's like the stupid joke that they always make. I saw a lesbian walking with the groceries, and I said, every man for himself. The person is a lesbian, but she's still a female as well in terms of gender. A sexual preference does not determine what her gender is if she's a lesbian. But in gender-based roles do exist, and we should do away with.
Any other comments? Any other takers?
Yeah, guys, from my side, I just like to echo that gender-based roles absolutely do exist. We can dance around the points. We can say no, we've evolved, but it's there. You know, where it came from, why it's here. It is there. You know, and it's always frowned upon if you can't do something as a woman, especially if it's domestic. It has to do with domestic work or work that has to do with like cooking, cleaning, all of that. If you can't cater for your family, doesn't matter how hard you work, it's always going to be frowned upon. So gender-based roles do exist. Things that are okay or permissible for men not to be able to do, it's absolutely outlandish for a woman not to be able to do. So those roles, as much as they might not be highlighted, but there's just like an unsaid thing, you know. So that is definitely a factor, and I do think as time goes and as things develop, we will actually, that will be kicked out, and I'm hopeful for that day and excited for that day. because I think everyone's able to do anything that they need to do. It shouldn't be a male or female thing. If you want to do something, you do it. If you want to learn a skill, you learn a skill. But unfortunately, where we are at right now, gender-based roles are very good.
I have nothing else to add, guys. But what I was trying to say is that in order for us to realize, I think to kill this gender-based roles, it's in order for us to realize that women are the by far and night. Hence, I said that hence I was asking about the jobs you do. The job you do, they can do the same jobs as you do. So at home, why must they be? Is it different when you're when you're clean? That was my point that I was trying to get at. But I understand a topic for another day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
So okay, that's us cut.
Yeah. You ngangena first.
Okay, no, I think for me now it's earlier on I mentioned the issue of culture, and I think we need to understand things much better that we've moved on. So Vu mentioned the whole thing of chivalry or of being gentleman, and I think the same thing with culture. So when you've paid a lobola, you must just know that you didn't procure a service from a woman. So I know culturally there are things like you so if you're stupid, you interpret that as saying that Tatum fast so that you'll stop doing certain things. Now, if you've got that mindset of saying, if umfazi akakwazi ukwenza lezi zinto akusumfazi enough, therefore it means that as a man, if you fail to provide and fail to have shelter and everything else that a traditional man should be bringing to the house, therefore you're not a man enough.
Yeah. All right. No, we should do away with this whole gender-based roles thing, as in because I look at myself. I was raised by a single parent, and she did a phenomenal job. She could do anything and everything. She drives better than most of the niggas that I know out there. She's taught me a lot. She's done everything. She was my mom and my father at the same time. So for me, that doesn't exist, and women are equally as capable as we are. We don't have time. We're gonna wrap this up. Apelele, thank you for coming through. And Apelele, quick question though before you go. Quick question.
Sure.
My answer, just yes or no. My answer, yes or no. You remember that answer?
Don't start. That's a topic for another day.
Okay, that's a no.
Cool. We're gonna wrap it off. Imbizo, we'll see you next.